Hello, my name's Sandy. Welcome to Lazy Day Crochet. Today we're going to have a little fun making a tick. Yes, very exciting. We're using our brown thread. You will need scissors, darning needle, hook of course. I am using a 4mm. The yarn itself is the Karen Big Donut. The color is Chocolate Dip. It recommends a 5mm hook, but because we're doing our Amigurumi, I'm just going to use a 4 so we can have some tighter stitches. All right. And you may need stitch markers. All right, to get started, we're going to make a magic ring. I have a tutorial at the beginning on how you crochet all the stitches, how you make the magic ring, all that fun stuff. If you need to refresh, under wrap around, you let go of your thread there, or string yarn, go around, there's so many ways, different ways to make a magic ring. Just as you're watching videos, you know, watch their videos or see how they do it, and then if you find something that is easier for you to remember or understand, then that is the one that you want to go with. All right, so we made our magic ring. Now we're going to work 6 single crochets into the ring. Now, you know, with toys and all that stuff, that you do your stitch a little bit different. Hold on, let me put a stitch marker in the first stitch. I don't have to, but sometimes I get tired of guessing. You'll go in, and instead of going around, you'll go, it's bringing the yarn under instead of over, and it makes the stitches sit closer together, and it leaves less gaps to show your stuffing through. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Looking through the camera, it's much different when you do that. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So you'll go back to your original yarn piece, and you pulls all those together. We're going to keep do I want to slip stitch? Yeah. We'll slip stitch. Sometimes you can slip stitch through. All right, let's move our stitch marker here. Now we're going to increase in each stitch around, and all that means is we're going to, I'm sorry, we have to chain one. So we're going to increase all the way around. So we're going to put two single crochets in each of the single crochets from the last round. So that's 1 and 2. Whoops, I put it in the second one. There we go. Okay, now we go to the next. One and 2. One and 2. One and 2. Two. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2. Stitch back to the beginning. There we go. We're going to pull our yarn again to make sure we close up that center hole. Yep, looks good. Chain 1. I'm going to move the stitch marker. Now we're going to single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. Single crochet, increase in the next. So we're going to single crochet. We're going to increase in the next. 1, 2. We're going to single crochet. Increase in the next. Single crochet, increase in the next. single crochet, increase in the next, increase in the next, single crochet, increase in the next. Now we should have 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to do 2 stitches and then increase. Just to make it easier so we don't have to count. This is the last stitch. Okay, so we're going to do 2 singles. And an increase. So 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2. I marked our last stitch here. Increase. Okay. Let's mark the last one again. Okay. Now, we're going to single crochet in each stitch around. So we're going to do 24 stitches for the next 6 rounds. So we're going to do 6 rounds of single crochet, and you'll have 24 stitches in each stitch around. One, 4, 5, 24. All right, 24. So you're going to do that 5 more times for a total of 6 single crochet rounds, and then I'll meet you back here. All right, so hopefully made it your 6 times around with 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now we are on the next round. We're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease. We're going to do, I'm going to show you 2 different types of decreases, but in, when you're making toys, a invisible decrease keeps the stitches looking nice without the gaps between the 2 stitches in your next single crochet. So I will show you both. All right, so 2 single crochets, put our stitch marker back in, okay. Now the easiest one to show is a traditional decrease. Okay, that's where you go through both stitches, 1 and 2. See, that are both loops. You go through both loops, you grab the yarn, you go through the next set of loops, both loops, grab the yarn, go over, pull through all 3. That is what a traditional decrease is. The invisible decrease, we do front loops only, and we're not going to pull the yarn in between. You go through the first, just grab the first loop, then you go to the next stitch, grab the first loop. So the 2 stitches that we went through, grab the yarn, went through, grab the yarn. This one, you're just grabbing the front loops of both the stitches, and we're not pulling from the yarn in the back. So you grab those 2, then you grab, then you grab your yarn. You're going to go through those 2 stitches and finish the stitch. I'll show you again on the next one. So we're going to go 2 single crochets, and then we're going to do our visible decrease again. So we're going to go front loop, front loop, front loop of the next stitch. We're going to catch the yarn, pull through the first 2. So it's the 2 loops we picked up. And then we're going to finish like a standard single crochet. Do 2 single crochets. Now we're going to do the invisible decrease. So first front loop. Am I saying first? I meant front. Front loop, front loop. Grab the yarn, pull through those 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 single, loop, front loop, go through the 2, go through the 2. Single crochet, single crochet, front loop only, front loop only, yarn under, pull through, 2 singles, front loop, front loop, under. There you go. That round is finished. Now we're going to do it again. Single crochet once and then decrease. Let's put this in here for right now, just so to get out of our way. Okay. So 1 single and then decrease. And then we're going to stop and stuff. All right, so single, 1, 2, single, 1, 2, through and through, 1, front and front, 1, front and front, 1, front and front, 1, front and front. There we go. Pull a long loop out. And then we're going to stuff our flea. The way I remember it, fleas are like oval, long, not round. Should probably look up a picture of a flea. I don't know. Let me get my... Just use a classic, it's called Classic Fiber Fill. I get it at Michael's. Oh, hold on. Before we stuff, let's get rid of this yarn. You can, when you're going around on the inside, on the lower side, you know, the bottom where we started, you can crochet it into your stitches if you want. And I typically do that. I just forgot. And that's the best part about Lazy Day Crochet. Because there's not a, you know, you have to do it this way, you have to do it this way. Because, you know, you can make mistakes, you can miss a stitch. And your project will still turn out great. You may know it's there, but I promise that people who look at your items, I mean, they're not looking for flaws, and they won't know. If they are looking for flaws, are they really a friend? I mean, come on. All right. So I'm just going to go around 3 times. You want to try to split threads and all the normal stuff. Anything to try to keep them in. Okay, so we cut the yarn. Can push that back in. Go back to what we were looking at here. And start stuffing. I'm not going to stuff it real tight, because again, I don't want it to be a big circle. I want it to be able to stay thin. What, I think I'm okay with that. It's thin enough. It comes to the top. I can feel it being all squishy. All right, so our next one is we're just going to decrease all the way around. Put our hook back in, tighten up. I'm going to decrease. Same way. And you know, once you get to the ends, we could technically do a normal decrease here. You can technically do that. And it's not going to it's not going to bother anything. A standard decrease instead of the invisible. You could do either one. I typically will go back to a standard decrease when there's such few stitches at the end. Like some patterns, there's so many few stitches at the end that you just don't have room to get the needle or to get your hook to go from one to one without fighting all the stitches in the middle, and so it's just easier to do the standard decrease. This is definitely getting close to where you need to do the standard, but do the one that makes you feel comfortable. Last one. 1, 2, 2 and 2. All right, we did it. Now we're going to go back to this one and just do 1, have to have a long tail. So you're going to just pull that out. Tighten it down. And it's not going to be like locked in there. You have to do it twice to actually like lock it in there. Well, we're not trying to lock it because we're going to go back through and stitch this end up. So we're going to go in to each one. So I did 5. Then you just pull. It totally closes that end. Totally closes the end up. And then you're going to go straight back through there. Just punch through somewhere. Oh. Just pull it and it will even out. See how it just evens out? Now have your string off to the side here. You're just going to do what you did before. You want to make sure your stitches stay on the back side. If you can see your hook on the top up here, you need to take your hook out and do it again, because you're going to have a long string going across the top, and that's just not going to look good. Let me show you. So I got it into these two. Now if I pulled this, a straight string or straight yarn would show here, and because you're crossing, like, it's going to be very noticeable. So just make sure your hook stays on the bottom side. There we go. That's 2. Go 3. Pull your hook, pull your needle off. Get a good stretch so everything is like your stuffing is settled and stitches are settled. Cut. And you're done. This is the body of our flea. Now it says we do the head. All right. Let's get to working on the head. There's the body. Body is done. All right. Now we're going to get started on the head. I'm going to do another magic ring. And again, there are so many ways just to do the beginning stitch or the beginning yarn on your hook. So many ways to do it. Okay, now we're going to do 6 again. 6 single crochet around. I love using markers, stitch markers. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. When I crochet, I don't necessarily like to think. It is meant to be lazy and to relax, and that's exactly what I do. I will sit on my back porch in the swing and just enjoy the weather, listening to the birds, and just crochet. Super fun. All right, now we're going to do an increase in each stitch around. So instead of, we're starting with 6 stitches. Now we're going to take that 6 single crochets and make it 12 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, yeah, looks right. And you can either count the stitches you're putting in there. You can do total stitches. So like I have 4 total stitches and I need 12. There's 6 total. Okay, now this is going to be the front of our face. Let's pull our ring closed. If there had any gap or opening in there, pull it closed, and I'll show you this time how you just sew it into. Now, what we're going to do is just the 12 stitches around. Okay, so make sure you go over your end. You're just going to crochet it in. See, right? You're going to crochet right over it. And then you don't have to worry about sewing it in later. If it gets tangled around, you just pull it back. Once you get it in a couple stitches, you can just tuck it in the back, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. That's our first one. Go around again. Mark the stitch. Again, you don't have to. I just don't want to think. When I do the same amount of stitches as the row before, I don't even count because I know that we had 12 stitches before, and if I put one single crochet into every stitch, I know I'm still at my same stitch count. Okay, now we're going to single crochet in the first one, single crochet in the first one, and then we're going to increase in the second. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. Do this all the way around. Hold on. It didn't increase that one. All right, got that one done. Now we're going to do 2 more rounds with just this should be 18 stitches. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right. All right, we're going to do one more round. So now I'm not counting because I counted it last time. I know my last one was right. Sorry, when I just get to not paying attention, my hand goes in front of the camera, and I apologize. Okay. Now we're going to move our stitch marker. We're going to do slip stitch, which is really simple. I don't know if I explained that last time, but we're going to do a slip stitch like you do when you go around and then slip stitch and go around and slip stitch. So you insert into the next stitch, you grab your yarn and just go through and go through. Did I keep that on the camera? I don't know. Let me do it again. All right. So you go into your next stitch, you grab your yarn, and instead of grabbing anything, you just go through the other loop on your hook. Then you chain one. That will lock that stitch in. You want to leave a longer end this time so we can attach the head to the body. Pull your yarn out. Pull, pull. Now it's being held with this little knot here at the top. We crocheted over this so we can cut this off. Tuck that back down. All right, now we get to put the eyes in. I like to put the knot of where I end, like on wherever the bottom is going to be. So this is to me, this is going to be the bottom of the head. We're going to need small eyeballs. My eye set. All right, I think these little guys, I think, are the smallest that I have. Because these ends are larger, but their noses, we're not going to put a nose on. All right, then I've got to get back. And if you don't have safety eyes, you can embroider eyes. The easiest way is just to make a couple of slip stitches into the stitch where you want the eye to go, or you can do some yarn and put it on a needle and just go around a stitch that you want the eye in, just go around it a couple of times. It's not complicated. Let's see here. Where do I want the eyeballs? If I remember right, they're kind of like in the middle of the face, but kind of close up. Nope, that's not right. Is this right? That still looks weird. That looks kind of even. It's pretty close, I think. I think I can live with that. All right, so let me put the backs on. Here's one. There's two. Beautiful. Now, we're going to have to put the stuffing in the head just a little bit, or the eyes will like bonk around because they're touching in the back, but they can go any direction. I'm going to just put a little bit of stuffing through here to make the eyeballs just stay steady. A little bit back there. Then we're going to count, see if we can't see exactly what round I put those eyeballs in case you don't want to guess. Guessing is what I do because I'm lazy. I do lazy crochet. Everything I make is unique. Nothing is ever, I don't ever duplicate exactly the same. There we go. I can live with that. I can live with that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, between the 4th and the 5th rounds. And then there's 1, 2, 3. There's really 3 or 4 stitches between each one. Yeah, just like that. You can put them closer together. You can put them higher on the head. You can put them lower on the head. Doesn't really matter. However you feel like your flea does best with eye placement. Okay, now we're going to put the thread on the needle. I'm going to attach the head to the body. Now, I like this end, the end that we started with. I like how smooth and even that looks. The one that we closed is just a little bit rumply, so I like to crochet on that end. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want again. All right, I missed the heads up that told me I was putting the head upside down. So I just frogged out those stitches. We're going to do it again. Okay, remember I want the top to be even. Let's do it this way. I even said I wanted that knot on the underneath of the head. I still put the head on backwards. All right. We're just going to loop this around like we were doing before. Snatching a loop. No rushing. If you try to hurry, it's gonna be wonky and you won't like it in the end. Because if it's rushed, it'll look rushed, and just take your time. One stitch at a time. And you see people who put in the pins to hold things in place, and by all means, if that helps you, do that. But again, lazy. That's why we're Lazy Day Crochet. That's what I want to do. I'm not looking for perfection. I want it to look nice, but it doesn't have to be perfect because people aren't perfect, things aren't perfect. I crochet for fun and to relax. And if I'm stressing myself out, then I'm not doing those things. I picked this hobby back up a few years ago, but I haven't really been focusing on it until I had a heart attack. Apparently, I need to be a little less stressed. So that's my goal, not to stress, just to enjoy something that I like to do. I hope you like to do it too. Like that. Anyway, so when I get some time, I crochet a little bit, and love to see my daughter get into it. Maybe we could make fleas together. All right, that was our last stitch. And yes, if you need to use the pins to keep it from flopping all over the place, by all means use the pins. Do what makes it easier for you. If you're just learning, now we're going to fasten off this end. So we're going to do the weave 3 times, and then we'll cut it off. But if you're new to crochet, whether you start making little animals and toys and whatnot, or you start with blankets, like the very first thing you have to know are the different stitches. And I have a video in my playlist that goes through each stitch and how to do them, what they look like. Okay, I think we got it. So just pull it tight and cut right at the surface there. Oh, I like that. I like that because then we have to put my eyes are straight. Yeah, pretty good. Squeeze in the nose there. Very good. And now we just have to make the legs. Oh, we have... Do fleas have antennae? I'm gonna have to look that up. All right, hang on, let me look. All right. I took a short break just to research the flea, because my original notes say they have 8 legs, and I know fleas don't have 8 legs, they have 6. So I don't know what I was thinking, half asleep maybe when I wrote the first thing. But this is my own pattern, so I'm trying to figure out how do the legs. So it'd be like legs, legs. No, legs, legs, legs. And then the antenna come down like right at the end of the nose. Or the tip of the face. It's not really a nose, I don't think. Maybe I should have put the eyes one more in. All right. So flea legs are not big. They're long. The back set are almost the length of the body. The next set are a little shorter. The front set are the shortest, and then there's a little bitty 2 little antennae that come right at the front of the face. So we're going to do just some easy okay. So now we have the legs. We're just going to do a basic chain for the legs. That is the way I do the slip stitch to get it on my hook. I go around my finger and then I swap. So I'm holding on to this, I swap. Now I'm holding on to this strand. I got this one around, or holding, bring it around, and then front to back, or back to front. Oh, that wasn't very smooth. Just like that. I'll do it one more time, just for anyone who's new or hasn't seen this method, because I have seen so many ways to do this. This to me is the easiest. So I'm holding the yarn that goes to the skein in my hand, a wrap. I then take the skein yarn, place the end yarn, go around. I just hold it with my thumb, that way I have this hand open. I grab the back stitch, pull it forward. What's important, what no one told me, was when you do this to get it on your hook, it needs to do 2 things. It needs to tighten when you pull on this string. When you pull on the one that goes to the ball, it needs to tighten. When you pull on the one with the end, it loosens it. That's all that needs to happen. Tighten, loosen. That's it. If it does those things, you know you did it right. So however method you use, if it does those 2 things, you're good. All right, now the back legs are going to be the width, almost the whole entire length of the body. I'm going to stop right below the eyes. So 1, 2, 3. Let me put it up here so I can see what I'm doing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can live with 12. All right, so then I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to save some time because, again, I I don't want to be stressing about whether they're attached right or not right or whatever. So I'm going to put them, they're going to go on, legs are going to go on this bottom side. You should have like one groove that goes right down the middle. Oh shoot, that's the top. Let's do it this way. One groove that will go down the middle that you can use to help center to put your legs on. And then there are technically 3 segments of a flea body. The head, and then we did the increase. This is the thorax, and then the rest of the body. I don't remember what it's called. I'm going to say body. So head, thorax, the rest of the body. And each segment needs to have legs attached to it. So the longest legs go in the back. This is a 12 stitch leg. Okay, so we're going to put it in the back. I'm going to put it 3 rows back from where the body or the thorax and the body meet. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to go one more out. So I'm going to do 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3 back and 4 up. I think that's pretty good. So we're going 3 back and 4 up. And all you're going to do is just take it around. Just do a single crochet to get it in. Man, I totally didn't even show that, did I? Let me back up. Oops. So here's where I'm at. We're gonna go 3 up, 1 or 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 back. 1, 2, 3. 4 up, 3 back. So I just went over that stitch, brought it through, single crochet. Okay, that's gonna just hold it in there. Now we're gonna go down the legs because the top part of a flea leg is really thick and then the bottom part is really thin. So we're going to do another layer of single crochet, maybe a third of the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5 stitches, so 5 out of 12. That's just a little under half. You can go on the bumps, you can go on the side. I don't care how you do it. I'm just going to go into the regular side here. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And the next one we're just going to slip stitch. Do another chain. I'm going to cut it. Pull it out. that's locked, so the stitch isn't going to back out, but we're going to thread it in here. You see how thick that is? And the back leg are their like super legs. That's what it's like. It's the strongest limb out of all of their legs, and allows them to jump far from the ground to a dog to a pant leg. All right, so we just thread it in there. You see how I did that? Let's go ahead and put a little knot in these. I don't want to pull it up. I don't want it to scrunch up like that. I want the legs to stay long because the back legs are long. Okay, so we get it knotted. And then we're going to cut it. All right, so that's our first leg right there. That's our first flea leg. Now we're going to turn around and do the same thing on the other side. Cross, wrap, move that, move the back to the front when it wants to do it. There we go. Hook in, tighten it up. All right, now we're going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We need to get our flea. I'm going to find that middle. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3. Is this the same? Looks like the same row. Yep, that looks right. 4 and 4. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to crochet, single crochet, and I did it off the camera again. All right. So we did 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 rows back. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches over. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what now? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Okay. So now this is the stitch we're putting it in. So we're going to go through. We're going to single crochet. Single crochet. And then we're going to do 5 I'm going to do 5 crochet, single crochet down the side, Hang on, that looks funny. Oops, not that one, this one. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. That looks better. Okay, now we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. I did the slip stitch and I wasn't supposed to do that yet. Jumping ahead of myself. Alright. 5. And then we're going to slip stitch. Slip stitch, chain, done. Cut and you're done. I'm going to pull that out, lock that stitch down, get the needle, you just need to put this down through the thread, like split the yarn thread so it'll go in between, because that's what's going to hold it in there better. All right, now got that. Now we're going to tie the knot. Remember, don't pull it too tight because it will slide the yarn down the leg. We don't want that. We want our legs to stay nice and long. Okay, and then cut. Okay, so now we have the longest part of our flea legs done, which is good because they come out past the body. If you want to get super creative, you could crochet around a thick maybe a thick pipe cleaner, or the that thin metal that you can get to help shape your toys. You could put that, crochet it into this, and then you could make it where the legs bend however you want and they'll stay there. That would be cool. Alright, now we got to do the middle legs. The middle legs are going to be 8 single crochets in the chain. They're going to be 3 stitches when we go back, you know, when we attach the leg to and we do the thicker part. It's only going to be 3. So, gonna get our yarn on our hook. I'm gonna do 8 single crochet chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna attach it. So remember the 3 parts. You have the head, and then we increase the stitches to make the thorax, and then we have the body. Okay, so we need our next set of legs in the body. The easiest way is where this dip, because this is where we attached the front part to the back part. We can just go there if you want. Right down the middle here. Let's do 2 over. We'll do 2 over and then where we connected. That way it gives us a little bit of leeway with our front legs up by the head, because then we still have to put 2 antennae on, and we don't want those like right next to each other. Okay, so I single crocheted this on, and now we're going to go back down the leg, but only 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna, I did the back side, doesn't matter. Slip stitch. We're gonna do a chain. We'll cut, pull, lock in that stitch, get our needle, get this secured in here. There's no real right or wrong with this when you do the weaving in. You just want it in. See, you just want it in. We're gonna put a knot in the end of the foot. Remember, don't pull hard or you'll pull your yarn down your leg. You don't want that. We want to keep this thick part up here. We want to keep a longer part down here. Cut. 2 legs. Now we gotta do the other side. Get our yarn back on our hook. All right, we're gonna do 8 single crochet chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get our flea. Here's the middle. We went 2 over. I did 1, 2, one. I definitely want it here. How about there? That's what I want right there. Okay. Bring this over there. We're going to do our single crochet to attach it. And since I did the other one where it was backwards, I'm going to do this one backwards just so it'll match. And we're going to go, what did I say, 3. We're doing 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch, which is just through and through, and then we're going to do the chain to lock it in, and then cut, pull, gets it nice and tight. Now put the needle on. Oh. We're going to thread it through the yarn and the rest of the leg. Then we're going to knot the end. Do not over pull, or you'll pull your yarn all the way down, like really far down the leg, and we don't want to do that. Want nice long flea legs. All right. Now we have front legs and antennae. So front legs are going to be 6 single crochet, chain. We're going to attach, and then we'll do 2 single crochets down the leg. So 3, 4, 5, 6. See, we got really small legs at the front. Now, I put my fingers on the eyeballs so I know where the center of the flea is, or center of whatever I'm doing is. Here's the head. I want right here at the back of the head because our antennae are going to go like right here. So we're going to go here. And we're going to go 2 out, just like we did last time. Going to single crochet to hold that in. I'm going to turn it around this time, do it the right side. Not that it matters, just personal preference, I guess. So we have 1, 2, oh, I only wanted 2. So then we do single, or we do slip stitch, and then chain, and then cut. Pull that out, pull it tight, Attach the needle. We're going to thread it like we have been doing. Pull. Knot. Perfect. Cut. All right. One side of our legs are done. We got flea legs going on. Let's do the other side. We got to get our yarn on the hook. We're going to do 6. We're going to chain 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get our flea. Yep, we're going 2 across. We want the second one, so 1, 2, 1, 2. See how we did that? I'm going to come through, single crochet, I'm going to do 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to slip stitch chain, cut, pull out, tighten, and weave in our end here. Tie the knot, don't over tighten. All right, we have legs on our flea. Now we need our antenna. It's gonna come out of here, I think. I like the idea that it's here. Gonna get our yarn back on the hook. One, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. So let's do one more and cut. Let's do an extra knot on each end. You know what? I don't want to do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put our yarn back on our needle. We're going to go up. We're going to thread through 2 stitches. Put it on the back side. So all I did was thread through and end it on this back side. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Oh, boogers. I made the yarn too short. It's all right. So when the yarn is too short, what I do is I thread, or I start the thread, or I get the needle on as long as I need to be able to get reconnected to that thread. Then going down to the back. Okay, so my needle is threaded the way I want it threaded through. Then I just got to put the yarn back in. Beautiful. Then I finish pulling it through. Okay, so we want to keep these in the back, right back here. We want these long. Okay. Then let's knot. Do not over pull or you will turn these little 2 antenna into a 1 antenna, like it'll be short. Tie it again. Okay, now this is what's going to be visible as the antenna, okay? This right here where my fingers are, well, you will not see that. This is what you're going to see. So we're going to take our flea and let's say I want it like right here, because this is where the mouth would be. We're not doing a mouth, but this is where the mouth would be, right? Right here. So we're going to put, right here is where we want it. We're going to put our thread, our yarn, back on the needle. I'm going to go right in this hole right here. Oh, stick. Stay on that hook. Okay. Stay on that needle. Now we're going to just push this extra thread in. As we go through the back and forth motion, we'll end up catching it and tying it up against the inside there to help keep it tight. All right, now I'm going to go over and back down. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back up. I'm going to go back up, so I'm right there in the middle of the antenna, right? That way I can tighten it. It's not going to tighten up this antenna at all. And I'm going to go down the top. You see right above the antenna. This is where we put the antenna in, like the first yarn. I'm going to do it again, and then I'm going to take it over to this side this time. We want that to try to come down in the most middle part. There we go. Go over, I'm going to come back up where we came up earlier. I'm going to go down one more time. This time we're going to just go all the way through, just like that, all the way back. Somehow I had it pulled way over there. We just got to put it back where it belongs. Go. Let's try that. Oh, phew. Go. So then you just move it around where you want it to be. take this through here to finish it off. I'm going to cut it. So there's the front of the antenna, and basically you're just anchoring it down to the front of the face, so when you fold the two it looks like the antenna. And then you have your short bulky legs all the way back to your big legs in the back. And again, like I said, you can put a little strip of metal back here, aluminum, whatever. You can use it to like make your fleece stand up. But there is our flea. I hope you had a wonderful day with this lazy day creation. I am Sandy, and I will see you again soon.